Oh, hi. I'm Chris Norwood, and I am on a journey to hear every song ever recorded. And today, wait, is it daytime yet? And today we're going to be reviewing the brand new Weezer record, OK Human. Don't know if I like the title yet. Don't really like the album artwork yet. I know you guys are saying that artwork is great. But you know, hey, at least it's not four guys standing. All right, but we love those. We love those. So it could have been one of those. Could have been Weezer number whatever. So we've been hearing about OK Human for 2 years. I believe it was early 2019. And here it is, early 2021, and Weezer have just dropped OK Human, which is their 14th full-length LP. This is crazy times we're living in, and yes, we are still getting Van Weezer. I feel the need to get that out there because that was my biggest concern, and that's what a lot of the other music nerds have been saying. Yes, calm down, slow your roll. Van Weezer is coming. Now, I was angry about Van Weezer getting delayed. I felt like we needed it. We needed good rock and roll music during the situation. And many rock albums and all the albums just got delayed, pushed back, shelved. And however, Rivers actually gave me a reason that I can get down with. So Van Weezer is a huge guitar-driven rock and roll record, and he felt like that album really needed a tour behind it to promote the idea. And I understand that. So OK Human is made for the times that we live in. It's sad, depressing, lonely, anxious, and that's the kind of world, inside a dumpster fire that we live in. So I'm forgiving Weezer for, and they did entertain us during quarantine and the lockdown and all that. And, the tracks that they released during that time sort of went a long way to prove to me that Weezer are indeed back on track and making quality music again. No more Pacific Nightmares. No more black garbage albums. Now, OK Human is sort of the antithesis of Van Weezer. Now, where Van Weezer is focused on the guitars, OK Human has no guitars. There's no guitars. There may be some bass guitars, I'm not sure, but the lead guitar, rhythm guitar of Brian and Rivers is replaced with a 38-piece orchestra. Now, this is something that's bothering the music nerd in me. I can't find a lot of information on the orchestra, like who they used and all that stuff. So I'm sort of interested on how they recorded this album. If you guys have any information, let me know by liking, subscribing, banging the gong, and commenting. Banging the gong, banging the gong. I bet Rivers loves breaking the law, breaking the law. Ooh, that'd be a good Weezer cover. Let's just get into my track-by-track review. I've got incense burning. I've got some homemade candles burning. I wanted the candle on screen, but I don't know if that'd be annoying and dangerous. It smells really weird. I got the candle is verbena and the incense is patchouli, I think, which both of those kind of fit with Weezer. I wish I had I'm going to have to contact YouTube and see if I can get some smell-o-vision for you guys. That is the future of YouTube. Anyway, track-by-track review. Let's just jump right into it. All my favorite songs are slow and sad, so sad. This is classic Weezer, and with just blatantly universal themes and lyrics, but they kind of get you, you know? They kind of get you, get you, Oh man, I was saving that for another line. Anyway, I love all my favorite songs. All my favorite songs could potentially end up being one of my favorite songs. It's very standard Weezer, and I would say that if I played this for somebody else, they wouldn't even realize that there was no guitars in it because it sounds like Weezer. Oogie Boogie. I know that's not how you say it. Next track is Oogie Boogie. Again, it's immediately accessible, but very personal at the same time. I'm 1.2 songs into this record, and I feel like 82.9% good about what I'm hearing. I hope this keeps going. You are not alone. So, I wrote my review. In case you haven't noticed, I kind of wanted to do a live review where I was listening to it, but copyright, blah, 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 oogie boogie. So, it's kind of going to be in that format, and what I'm talking about is kind of like I was writing as I was listening. So this is a different kind of review. Oogie Boogie. I want to try. I want to eat some Oogie Boogie. But yeah, you're not alone. And this song is this song is like, yes, maybe the song isn't perfect, but I know this album is going to be after hearing it. Does that make sense? Grapes of Wrath is one that I heard a lot about before the album came out. And on first listen, it's a continuation of Oogie Boogie. Not jiving with this one on first listen, but it's totally normal, and I need to give it a few more spins. I feel like this one's going to be a grower for me and not a shower. Subject matter is not universal in Grapes of Wrath, as many people will not disappear into a classic novel on their Audible device. But I need to do some lyrical research. I couldn't quite get to the lyrics on this one before it was over. These songs are very short. Very, very short songs. This sort of reminded me of Green Day's Father of All, where, this one you have 12 songs and it's 30 minutes. Very short album. Also, the Grapes of Wrath, the big thing that I kind of noticed immediately was the stereotypical rock and roll line, I just don't care. I 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 don't care. So it's rock and roll. The next track, Numbers, this one is unique. This one is the first really standout track of the bunch. It does have semblances of Pacific Nightmare sounds, but the lyrics are pure Pinkerton bliss. And the Pinkertonness cancels out the Pacific Daymare atrocities. It's got maybe a little bit of that awful Black Album sound as well, but I like the story, the idea, and it seems like they've taken that horrible, horrible sound that they were dealing with on previous albums, and they kind of made it work here. So I think Weezer are definitely, they're not only getting back on the right track, but they're staying on the wrong track and kind of making it work, making the train keep a rolling. Ooh, we got a highlight here. On the track, Playing My Piano. It's a perfect example of this kind of music done right. Do you know that piano, without the O and a few letters flipped around, spells pain? I didn't know that either. While I am sick of all the songs rehashing what kind of crap year 2020 was, this one really does it right, and it kind of gives us exactly what we need on this one. This one, music nerds, fellow music nerds, playing my piano is a real highlight on the record. This is my favorite one of the earlier half of the record. Mirror Image is a real change of pace. This sounds like a song that was recorded in a really small Southern Baptist church in South Carolina in the late 80s, early 90s. I kind of dig it. I know that there was some talk about Rivers being influenced by his father as a preacher. And this song, maybe, I don't know about the lyrical context of the song, but man, this just sounds like a lady sitting at, like two ladies maybe sitting at pianos and doing some pretty significant things by some talented pianists. And I like it. I really like it a lot. It's very simple, very basic, and I think it's definitely going to be a song that people are going to gravitate towards. I think so. In such a bizarre program from Weezer, Screens is going to be the traditional sounding Weezer song versus what everybody said about Grapes of Wrath. I've just got to listen to that one again and again to figure it out. Screens is traditional Weezer song, if that's what you're here for. If you don't want to hear bizarre experimentation, Screens. Black Ink, mind blown. Technology is destroying everything. Technology is evil. Technology is so. She's playing solitaire on her desktop? Huh? This is amazing. You know, a lot of preachy songs like this are out there. And in my life, I've got a certain amount of addiction to technology, for sure. A prime example is when my internet service goes out, which it is wont to do these days, I absolutely panic. I sit on the floor, I unplug, wait 15, 20 seconds, plug back in the modem, same thing with the router. I do that, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, and then I call my service provider. I'm on hold for, 7, 8, 9 hours, and then they tell me to do the same thing. Ah! Any IT crowd fans out there? Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in again? I really try to take breaks from screen time. It is important to get out there and go hiking, to go see waterfalls, to, I don't want no scrubs. You got to get away from the screens for a while. You got to get away from technology for a bit. It's very important to have a balance, for sure. I mean, you got to watch all my videos, but you need to go hiking occasionally as well. So that's a Zoom with your granny. Go for a jog. I spelled it job here. Don't go for a job. Go for a jog. Wander the aisles of a store safely or something, and spend time with your kids. Yeah! That was the message of Screens. Very, very preachy, but very good. Now, one thing I've noticed about this album is it feels very much like one song. It's one piece of music. There's no gaps between the tracks. The songs are flowing, and it's really unlike anything Weezer have done post Pinkerton. I'd say that was probably the last album where it just felt like one piece of music, and that's really cool. I hope that Van Weezer is as good as this. Actually, I was not expecting OK Human to be this much fun. Thought it was going to be kind of one of those Weezer albums where I was like, but I'm more like, hey. That's not my rating yet, though. We're gonna get to that. So stay tuned. Bird with a Broken Wing. This sounds like a sequel to Dreamin' from Red Album. And anything that sounds like Red Album is pure gold. You think we'll get a gold Weezer album one day? Ooh, I wonder if we'll get an untitled gold album. Sparkly album? Crusty album? Now, what's special about this bird song is that for the first time listening to this record, my little listening party with me and my chihuahua, I'm getting tears in my eyes. I hope I don't get you, Pinkerton Eye. I would be sick of that. The next track is really special. Dead Roses. Do any of you guys know what an obolet is? I didn't. I'd never heard the word used ever until today. Not in a movie, not in a book, definitely not real life. Nobody around here uses words like obulet. Look up obulet. It's Oubliette. Again, that is Oubliette! Exclamation point. I love discovering new words in songs and in books, and I suggest that you go and find an obulet, maybe, and or at least find the definition. Don't go near obulets. It will make this album rock harder once you know what it is. It sort of changes the themes of Dead Roses. But I guess you could get it from the title if you wanted to. It's an extremely dark song and really getting some Pinkerton vibes, even if Rivers isn't doing it on purpose, but I believe that he is. Our protagonist walks into a cave. And, so Rivers Cuomo walks into a cave. This isn't a joke. He's coming to visit the grave of his beloved, and he's being attacked by creatures, maybe real, maybe imaginary, we're not quite sure, but one thing is certain, he is being attacked from all sides from really horrific things. I thought that this story was going to continue and everything happens for a reason, but I was wrong, and I quickly saw that this song, Everything Happens for a Reason, is only 23 seconds, and it's just sort of a little piece of music, just kind of went in there, kind of a waste. I always hate these little just wasted tracks, but it's okay, because again, it just sort of connects Dead Roses and Here Comes the Rain. It really could have just been recorded, it could have just been an intro to Here Comes the Rain, could have been an outro to Dead Roses. Instead, they wasted an entire song on just this little and then over. Kind of ticked me off, but I'm really digging everything else on here, so I'll let it slide. Here Comes the Rain does a complete 360. If there's not a resolution in Everything Happens for a Reason, and there's not, this one does it. I've heard the Beatles comparisons, and yes, Here Comes the Sun has got to be the big influence on this one. And that song doesn't hold a candle to this one. Flames. Are we allowed to show flames on YouTube? Flames. Flames. Yes, that's what I'm saying, people. Weezer in 2021 is better than the Beatles. How many songs can be a highlight before the entire album's a highlight? I'm craving salt. Now I'm at the end of the album, guys. We're at the end, and we're going to do a ranking now, or not a ranking, a review, a rating, Gosh, I am Weezer levels of awkward and nerdy. It makes me feel good. La Brea Tar Pits, in keeping with Weezer tradition, the final track, often the 10th, but this time it's the 12th, is a detour in a sonic territory. Again, they kind of go back to that miserable Pacific Atrocities sound, but they do it justice, like they've been doing when they pull that sound out of their repertoire. And it's a really interesting sonic experiment we have here. Again, continuing with the orchestra. And turns out that Weezer and a 38-piece orchestra it's a pretty good idea. Kind of irritates me that this album really could have been 10 tracks, but I guess they're saving that for a self-titled. Okay guys, now it's time for the score, the rating, if you will. Okay, Human. I'm giving Weezer's Okay Human their 14th studio record 4 obulettes out of 5 obulettes. That's right, folks. 4 out of 5 obulettes. That's a lot of obulettes. I wonder how many obulettes are near me. I might do some hiking today. Goodbye, Human.